All right, so let's start from the beginning. This year, there will be just under 1 million abortions here in the United States. I don't know how you feel about that. Those are alarming numbers, right? And for the fact that I've been in the decision process of having an abortion, which most people don't know, I wanted to use my voice to listen. If I could just help 5 people with my personal story not have an abortion this year, hey, that's what I will do. We all know about safe sex. We all know about losing our virginity. We all know about the birds and the bees, etc. However, when it comes to abortion, right, and 1 million abortions are going to happen this year. And prayerfully, with this message getting out there, we can save a few lives. I'm not going to bombard you with a bunch of information, with a bunch of facts, right? I want to just let you know from me personally. And if you're listening to this and you've ever had an abortion, or you've been very close to someone that had to make the decision on having an abortion, you know that feeling you never lose, right? That emotion never leaves. I'm 35 years old. This happened back in my early 20s, and I still feel it every single time that I even hear the word abortion. So fear not what your family is going to say. Fear not what your friends are going to say. Fear not the struggle and the responsibility of being a new parent for the first time. Don't fear those things. Fear the emotion. Fear the feeling that's going to carry with you for the rest of your life. 1 million abortions are going to happen this year. So if you think about it, that's really 3 million people that are affected, because 1 million are the babies that are dying. Then you have the female who has to have the abortion. And you also have the man that has also been affected by this emotionally. 3 million people every year are affected by this. From Whoopi Goldberg, Salma Hayek, Jennifer Aniston. Right? We don't have to speak about them for you to understand. Listen, that feeling that you have when you make the decision to have an abortion, it's going to be with you for the rest of your life. So think about that in your decision-making process. Whew. A lot of people tell me that I never make mistakes and my life is picture perfect. I never make bad decisions. And, the truth is, most decisions, once you make it, within 24 hours, you're not going to feel that anymore, right? But the decision that I made in regards to having an abortion, that is a decision that the outcome has been with me ever since it has happened. That feeling the feeling has never left. So if I can share my personal story, and then other people who've also had abortions, they share their story and the feeling that it comes with, maybe we can start saving some of these lives. Unfortunately, there's hundreds of abortions that are going to happen today. And many of those decision makers are like me, or maybe even like you. And they just don't know that the pain of getting rid of that baby will never be heavier than the pain of living with the fact that you got rid of that baby. You aborted that baby. But if the millions of us who've had abortions never talk about it and we just throw it under the rug, that 1 million of abortions that happen every year, it's not going to decrease by accident. The only way that change comes about is by conversation. Believe me, some of your closest family members and some of your closest friends and coworkers have had abortions. But you'll never know that because nobody speaks about it. And besides, only 1% of abortions are due to a female being raped. 1%. And let me tell you something. Sharing this truth about my life is not easy. But maybe, just maybe, this message will reach that man or woman or boy or girl that's scheduled to have an abortion tomorrow, and they hear this message and they reconsider having that abortion because of the pain and the feeling that they're going to have to live with for the rest of their lives. Maybe they just thinking prior to listening to this, they were thinking, oh, well, we just can't take care of the baby. But after listening to this and maybe seeing some of your comments of personal testimonies of abortions, maybe they will reconsider the pain that they will have to live with for the rest of their lives. Sharing your truth is way bigger than you and I. I'm fully aware of the backlash and the judgment that I will receive from people who haven't experienced themselves. But what I realize is that they're not judging me. They're judging millions of people just like me. Listen, again, I'm 35 years old, so if the average, it's not, but let's just say the average is there's 1 million of abortions every single year since I was born. That means there's 35 million people. And remember, it's not just these abortions, the million a year. It's the male, and it's also the female that are affected. So if you times 3 times 35, that's over 100 million people that we're judging and giving backlash because of this abortion. This abortion thing is real. But what's more real than these statistics and facts about abortion is the feeling and the weight that bears on your shoulders for the rest of your life. So we should have some dialogue. We should have some conversation. We should not be afraid of being judged. Because if our personal story can save another person's life, it's all for the better. Listen, because as a male, if I feel this pain every time I think of the word abortion, listen, even when I see abort as a command on a computer, I think about my personal experience with abortion. I can't imagine what the women feel after an abortion. Because they have also that physical connection. Fellas, we just have the emotional connection. But shout out to the women out there that have been through this abortion situation, right? And I'm also challenging you guys. I know that it's difficult. I know that it may be tough, but it's what you feel that the world needs to know. It's not these facts and it's these statistics. It's what you feel. Just imagine if you were to share with another young lady that's making this decision on having an abortion or not having an abortion, you could easily make a huge impact, not just in that woman's life, but in the world. Live your truth. Share your truth. I know I will.